Do you do anything on sturgeon on that trip?
We usually get to see a few.
Sturgeon.
I mean, we're not fishing for sturgeon, but we will pass many sturgeon fishermen, and we almost always see somebody hauling one up, whether it's just a 5 or 6 or an 8 or 10 footer. I mean, we were hoping this year to have one of our underwater cameras, because we have an underwater camera running right now on the Chehalis, looking at the 5 species of salmon and the steelhead and the trout as they come up past it. We were hoping to put another underwater camera in a deeper hole where these ancient vacuum cleaners, and really that's what they are, vacuum cleaners, because they sit in these deeper holes or just slowly move along, and they just open that big cavernous mouth and they suck up all these dead salmon that are going by. And we were hoping to put a camera down to witness all this, but we just didn't find the right location to put the camera this year.
No,
so
Rick, you got to get to
Rick. I've talked to Rick Hansen not that long ago about this. So, and he's given us a couple of people to go and work with. One of them we've been out there with, and we actually dropped the camera over in a few places. There's a few challenges though when you're talking about a camera.
Visibility.
Yes, you can't be doing this in the Fraser River. The Fraser River is muddy all that. You got to do it in the Harrison because it's a beautiful, clear river. But we've got to be nearby a power source, within 1,500 feet of electricity.
Yes, okay.
Because we need to drive those cameras constantly on the transmitter of the signal, because we can transmit the signal for quite a few miles quite easily, but you got to have electricity. Now the second thing is, you get to a really, really popular river like the Harrison. If you're not careful, all the sturgeon fishermen are going to be dropping your anchor across your dragging our lines or our camera around. So we've got to get it anchored somewhere that they can't be dropping their anchors on top of our camera. So it was an interesting challenge. We didn't quite make it this year, and we might still, but we just haven't yet found the right location where the power is. The power is not within 1,000 feet of us that many places. That's the problem.
Because I was on his site the other night for some reason or other, and I was absolutely astounded to see that they'd actually tagged sturgeon that were going back and forth between the Columbia and the Harrison.
I know.
And
This is
Fraser.
This is a fish, a proto-fish, and it doesn't even have bones yet. This is a creature that's all made from cartilage. It hasn't. We haven't evolved good hard bone yet at this point. It's been around for 350 million years, hardly unchanged. When they dig up a fossil of this creature out of some sedimentary layer 350 million years ago, it's clearly a sturgeon like ours. Yeah. It didn't need to change. It was such a successful beast then and all through then until now. And you're right, the fish they've tagged in the Fraser and Harrison rivers have gone down the river, down the coast, gone all the way up the Columbia and been caught in the Columbia. And other ones have been caught there and come back again. So this incredibly primitive fish seems to know his way around. Yeah.
That's
marvelous,
that
marvelous.
Go up. So the question is, are they going there because they're looking for another place, or are they going out there because they need some ocean time?
I don't know.
Are all of them going out there for ocean time, like a salmon?
I don't know. And the other kind of interesting question that's revolving around the sturgeon is, nobody knows where the little sturgeon are.
Yeah, you only catch big ones.
You only catch them from about this big and bigger. Only one, I think, has been caught that's young out of the egg. So where are they hanging out? They got to be hanging out somewhere, or we're going to be very short of sturgeon because nobody knows where the young ones are.
Well, you can find little ones over at the
but
doctor, what's his name?
Those are usually 3 and 4 footers.
Well, no, he's got he's raising them over
at
the
guy that
college.
Yes, the Malaspino. Yes, the Malaspino has a
great sturgeon.
Yeah.
Raising thing, David Sturgeon.
Yep.
It's fun. My guest has been David Hancock. What's our time, Richard? 10 to? Well, should we cancel now, or have we got something more you want to get on there?
No, I'm happy. Kind of interesting. I go to Haines every year.
Yes.
Which is Alaska. It's one of the places that has access by road, but just on the west side of Haines comes in this incredible Chilkat River.
The Chilkat River, yeah.
It's somewhat a parallel in terms of productivity to our Harrison River.
Yeah.
The Harrison is the most productive of all the tributaries of the Fraser, has the most diversity of species on it. The Chilkat is also one of those kind of rivers, has everything. And a kind of sad statement that we just went through while I was up there. In the 1 week I was there, the second day I was up the river, I saw a spot of blood on the road. And I stopped, as I often do with where I suspect there's a roadkill, as you know. Yes, and well, I'm always taking roadkills off the road so that another predator, an eagle in particular, doesn't come down and get eaten. I lost 3 of my female breeding eagles here in the valley this year, all killed on the main roads
by stopping for a road kill.
Stopping for road. So I'm always taking food off and throwing it away from the road. Up there, when I saw this red spot, got out, and sure enough, there is a dead grizzly cub about that big.
Oh, no.
Yeah. The following day, somebody else hit another grizzly about a mile from there, but hit it with a big car and took the whole front of the car out. They didn't get that grizzly. It went off somewhere. I'm probably not well, so it's a very dangerous circumstance that got left there. But this is the same roadway that they're now contemplating expanding and widening so it can be faster for the super trucks to carry all the huge pipe for the new Alaska, Yukon, British Columbia pipeline. And down that straightened, fast road will be one of these huge trucks
roadkill.
Every 20 minutes. Well, there won't be a grizzly in the entire valley survive that. It's the death knell to grizzlies for miles around. They have, I mean, if 2 got hit by cars in a week, and cars, yeah, we're going slower, but they're a little bit more maneuverable.
Well, they can
Big
stop
trucks
faster, sure.
are not maneuverable. So, I mean, we face these same things that we talked about before. It's always about greed. We never want to pay the real cost to the environment to get some immediate benefit. And we have to learn that if we're going to take these benefits, we've got to pay some of the long-term costs. It's just about living kind of harmoniously in this world with the biodiversity that we want to see here. I mean, we all talk about, gee, we want to share this world with the existing species, and we want to maintain that biodiversity.
Are they going to fence it like they've done the Coquihalla?
That's exactly what I suggested. And they got X numbers of places where the bears could go under the river. Well, they say that would be an X number, a few $1 million more. This is a project that's billions of dollars.
Yeah.
I mean, it's all it would.
And they've done the same thing at some places in Banff on the highway.
Exactly. Exactly. So we've got to put some pressure on the people up there to say, if you're going to do something like that, then you've got to do some compensatory work and make it a little bit safer for the wildlife.
Completely separate, because I know that you're likely the only guy in the room that would have an idea. What's happened with the Y-to-Y, the Yellowstone to Yukon corridor? Is it doing well, or?
I don't know anything about it.
Wow!
Don't know anything about it, David.
Richard, Mike and Mark, I just confused him. I got the look on his face. He was
don't know anything about it.
Don't know about it? Well, there's a whole movement to make sure that there's a
But what is the road is going?
Y-to-Y, not a road. No, it's just a wildlife corridor.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was talking roads, and I was thinking of the. Well, the other friend that I was up there usually stay with, he's another one of the directors, like I am, on the American Bald Eagle Foundation at our festival. He is the one that's proposing this big Pleistocene park that would take all the existing provincial and federal Canadian parks in the north, the ones in the Yukon, provincial or state and federal, and the state Alaska and federal parks, and bring all of these kinds of reserves into the greatest collection of parks ever existing anywhere in the world, and they're wanting to call it the Pleistocene Park or Heritage Site. And this has been his last many years of work. The problem is Alaska is still in this rape and ravage wonderment, and we saw that with somebody like Sarah Palin. And I mean, all they're interested in, again, is this taking the quick dollars, not the long-term cost of anything. So unfortunately, that's all put on hold until they get kind of a more responsible attitude.
Well, that's even a bigger thing that I'm talking about. I'm just talking about the people that are trying to make sure that there is a method of wildlife moving right from south to north. Well, I mean, birds do it, but this is for the grizzlies and the moose.
Going all up through the Rockies.
All the way up.
And this is to link into that. That's why this is to, and It's about joining the existing parks, because there are
So there's a
sections
corridor
between
between each one of them.
Yes, to link them together, because wildlife does, particularly ground mammals,
Yep.
require a continuous
That's
place
right.
to walk. Birds can fly over it,
Yeah,
and they get by, where the ground mammals simply are eliminated as they're crossing some of these hunting zones.
Just as you're talking about
Or
the
roads.
two grizzlies getting killed in one spot. I mean, that road, I've driven that road 6 times, I guess, 4 times with you and twice myself.
Yeah.
From Haines to Haines, Alaska. So
To Haines Junction. Yeah.
And
Right.
it's just it's a marvelous place.
So we hope to see you on this Saturday and this Sunday. No. I want to see you this Saturday and this Sunday at the Fraser Valley Bald Eagle Festival.
So you're going to
and
make
the
sure
Chilkat and Harrison.
you're going to make sure I can sneak into the resort in there and hear you talk, are you?
We'll get you in somehow.
Okay.